So Mr. Curry, Your Honor, for a plea.
Good morning, Mr. Curry. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Curry, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You're also charged with criminal trespass. Is that it? The agreement looks like you've...
Pause right here. Notice how the plea deal is structured. Mr. Curry is facing up to 6 months, but thanks to negotiation, the criminal trespass charge is dismissed in exchange for a short jail stint. This is a classic example of how prosecutors and defense attorneys leverage charges to reach a compromise. Question for you viewers, if you were in his shoes, would you take a short plea deal or risk a trial?
Worked out is they're going to dismiss the criminal trespass in exchange for your plea on the theft. It's 35 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. Is this how you understand it, Mr. Curry?
Oh, yeah.
It's time served.
Oh, yes,
Is this how you understand it?
Yes,
It's not time served. You still have a little bit more time to do.
No, he has, I think we may be written up separately. We did it.
I have 35 credit for 2.
He has 35 days
I don't know.
credit for the, it's weird because it was in the theft, but they didn't credit him for the,
We're pleading to the theft, right?
yes, we're playing on the theft. And it was,
So it looks like the original offer was put in was for 3 days time served. For some reason, the plea paperwork was filed incorrectly and says 35 days. We're gonna refile that.
She wanted, okay,
okay, we'll stand down and then.
yeah,
Yeah, because it only says 2 days on mine.
yeah. They're gonna have to redo it. Yeah, for sure. All right, so we're back, Mr. Curry. So the agreement that you have worked out is 3 days in jail on the theft, where you're facing up to 6 months and or a $2,000 fine. Credit for the, you said 2?
If that's what the.
Yeah, it's 2 days in jail, credit for the 2 days that you've done. Mr. Curry, you need to understand, at some point, they're going to hit you with a felony if you continue to pick up these cases. Do you understand? Then you're facing years instead of days. As part of the agreement, they're going to dismiss the criminal trespass. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you cannot take this away. Do you understand?
yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense, sir?
Oh, good.
I will find you guilty, send you to it, and good luck to you, sir. Thanks you. Good morning, Ms. Torres. Ma'am, you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you a deferred adjudication. This is a great deal. You know, if you can complete it successfully, you do not end up with a conviction on your record, which is really important, you know. But you need to understand that you give up nearly every right known to man by entering into this agreement. And if you complete it successfully, like I said, you don't end up with a conviction. But if you do something to violate this agreement, we issue a warrant for your arrest. Shh. We put you in custody, bring you back out, determine if you violated it. And if you did, you're looking at an entire year in jail. You understand? To complete it successfully, you must do a thinking for a change. You must also do an anger management class. You must also do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess further conditions, you must fulfill them. No threatening, harassing, or abusive contact with the Derek Michael Waters and Ms. Mendoza. Do you understand? Like I said, if you violate this, we issue a warrant for your arrest, and then you're looking at a lot of time in jail. I'll make you a deal. If you do well, you get all your classes done. If you're nice to everybody, we can perhaps take you off in half the time. You could be done in 6 months if you get everything done quick, and most of all, be nice to everybody. Which thinking for a change did you want?
Sort of a standard one, if that's all the plea report, like for a change, whatever the standard course is.
So I guess just do the smaller one. Yeah. All right. It's a big deal because there's the long thing for change, which is 4 months, and then there's the smaller one. So we're not asking much. You also understand there's no weapons and you cannot consume alcohol or legal drugs as well. How old are you, man?
How old are you, Judge?
How old are you,
How
man?
old are you?
19.
19.
Did you
No.
graduate from high school? Did you graduate from high school? Okay.
No, sir, and yes, sir, to the judge.
So
Okay?
what are you going to do with yourself? What are you
Ma'am,
going to do with yourself? Shh. You're 19. You didn't graduate from high school.
Watch this. The judge isn't just doling out punishment, he's essentially mentoring Miss Torres. He's connecting her GED, her future, and her choices in a way that makes this courtroom moment feel like a life lesson. This is where legal proceedings intersect with real-world consequences. And let's be honest, how often do you hear a judge say, "Get your GED or life will be pennies to the dollar"? Powerful stuff.
Where are you going?
Trying to go for it. I've been working right now. I'm in a promotion of getting my GED.
I'd like to make that a condition as well. Please. Guys, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, we're okay with that.
That's probably one of the most important things here. You cannot go through life without having your GED. You will make pennies to when anybody else is making $1. It's a proven fact. You have to have at least a high school education. You have to know something in this life. Knowledge is power. Don't rely on a man. That man may never be there in the future for you. And if you don't have a skill, if you don't have a trade, if you don't have a career, you'll be penniless and life sucks without money. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what I'm going to do is within 3 weeks, we want to see that she's signed up for a GED class. I'd like to keep it here, or I'd like to keep it close so that we can seriously monitor her. I'm going to monitor you myself because I want to make sure that you're at least getting your GED. It's extremely important. Do you understand, Ms. Torres?
Yes, sir.
I will waive all your costs for everything that I can. It's never about money. It's about you doing what you say you're going to do and staying out of trouble. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, once you are in with us, you're signing a contract with us. And I'm going to tell you now, I will hold you to this until you get your GED. And if you start playing with us, you start toying with us, we can amend it, put you in, take you back out until you take us seriously. No dope, no alcohol, get your GED. Give me questions. If you ever have a question, if you ever have an issue, all you have to do is tell us. In here, you have to be able to talk with us, tell us what's going on if there's ever a problem. If you just take off and you blow us off, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. You will end up going to jail. And I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to hold you to this until at a minimum you get your GED. You understand? How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Sorry?
How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty? I'm not going to find you guilty. I will withhold that for a year. Get it done. Make us proud. Good luck, man.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Good.
Yes, sir. We were just going to do this plea a couple weeks ago, and Your Honor,
You don't
PTI.
have to say anything else.
Okay,
If
okay.
it just doesn't work, it just doesn't work. I mean, Miss Rochelle, you're old enough to understand that actions have consequences, and then When you do this, this is a lifetime action, you know? You cannot come back in this future and say, you know what, I changed my mind. I've got buyer's remorse. I want to return it like I want to go to Target. You know, once you plead guilty, that's it. Goes on your record. And there are consequences. You get pulled over, an officer's going to see this. You have the smell of alcohol, you got the smell of dope. What's going to happen? You have to be conscious. And what we're doing today, the proverbial slap on the wrist, from now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand? You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine the accusers, the right to be arraigned, charged, read in open court. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeals, is what I was saying, that once you plead guilty, there's no turning back. Do you understand? Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty? You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. But like I'm telling you, this can be used to enhance punishment in the future. From now on, you will be looking at a second DWI if you pick one up. And from now on, it's up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine, not to mention a minimum of 30 days. Do you understand? All right. How did you plead? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty, and I'm going to sentence you to the 3 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 1 day that you've done. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days, ma'am. Do not drive until you get a license. Now, the other thing that you need to understand is DWI is extremely big business in the state of Texas. And when you pick up a DWI, there are surcharges in the amount of around $3,000. If you have a 0.15 or above, it's $4,500 that you owe. And if you don't pay it, you don't get a license until you do. Do you understand? On a second DWI, it's a $6,000 surcharge, not to mention court costs. So you pick up a second DWI, you could be looking at around $7,000 in fines and fees when you walk out of here. So what I'm trying to tell you is one button on a phone, one button, wherever you want to go. They'll take you wherever. You understand? Where do we go from here? As far as surcharges and
Michelle's currently not working. She just got evicted from her apartment actually, and we'll be moving back to Arkansas, back home. So we have to have surcharges.
Are you working?
No, I recently lost my vehicle, so I'm not able to get to work, which is why I recently got evicted, which is why I can't get the PTI. So I have to got the letter.
Are your folks around? Okay, go back. Go back. There's nothing wrong. You know, when I graduated law school, I was what, 30s? I went back to my folks. I lived with my folks until I saved money, a ton of money, and I was to be able to get something else. There's nothing wrong with it. Go back, get on your feet, and be the best person you can. But that's what it's about. You know, there's nothing wrong with going back to live at your house, really.
Now, this is where tension really ramps up. Mr. Sims just tried to get a mental health diversion going for his client, but a new criminal mischief charge complicates everything. The judge is clearly weighing safety, responsibility, and legal precedent, and we're all left wondering, will he get another PR bond, or is this the turning point? What do you think should happen next? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
I did it, and we all do it, you know? All right, I'll waive your surcharges. I'll waive the court costs. You're not going to go anything when you roll out here. The only thing that we ask of you is think before you act. Think before you speak. Because God forbid you make some kind of mistake that's so catastrophic that you can't go back to mom and dad. All right? Good luck.
Hey, Judge.
Good morning, Judge.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing great. So you were on bond for an assault case, and now you've picked up a new case. You've picked up a criminal mischief. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. So Mr. Sims was appointed to represent you on the assault. He's now also going to represent you on the criminal mischief. I have no idea what happened. So we're going to do probable cause real quick because I want to see what happened, and then we'll go from there. Okay?
Yes, Judge. On December 12th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to an apartment complex regarding a disturbance. Upon arrival, the officer met with the complainant, the property manager, who stated she was working inside the leasing office when she received a call from a resident stating there was a man breaking windows inside the apartment complex. The complainant stated she left immediately and saw the defendant walk up to a unit and smash the front window with a closed fist and elbow. The complainant stated the defendant then walked into his apartment, a next door unit, and the complainant stated she recognized the defendant and has had multiple issues with him in the past. The complainant stated both the front windows of the two next door units were destroyed, and each window would cost $1,000 to fix, so a total of $2,000.
So I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. You know, we gave you a PR bond. All we asked you to do is not get in trouble, and now you've picked up a new case.
Sir, I have an illness. I kind of had my house got broken into.
But I don't want to talk about the case because we've got a bunch of DAs here, and then whatever you say, they can use against you. But what we can do now is I don't know how to go forward with this. You know, all I know is that we've asked you not to pick up a new case, and you picked up a new case. And all I want, Mr. Said, is I want my county safe. That's it. And I don't know how to go forward. So perhaps we get a TRAS done to see how we go forward. In the interim, let's see what the state says about, you know, your lawyer had worked out a great offer for you on the first case where it was going to be a mental health diversion program where if you get a little help, they were going to dismiss the case. I don't know how we're going to go forward now because of this new case. We need a little bit of time to figure out how we're going to go forward, though. So I know you want to get out, but I don't know how comfortable I feel giving you another PR bond. We gave you one, and here we are again. If I give you another one, what's going to happen? It's a rhetorical question. I don't want you to answer, but that's what I'm thinking now. If I give you another PR bond, what's going to happen? Who do you have here in your life that's here to help you?
My father, mother, sister.
Okay, so what I'd like to do is this, is that I'd like to get in, perhaps Mr. Sims can get in touch with your family to see how best we also go forward. You know, I don't know who you're living with. I don't know whether they're able to, you know.
He lives by himself in his own apartment.
Yeah, I still would like to reach out to your family to see how we go forward. The other thing is this, is that normally when we have cases like this, I forbid you from going back to the apartment complex.
That's what I was gonna put you on, Judge. I will need to speak to the leasing officer. I don't know if they will still want him. I don't know if they're planning to evict him because the two units that he caused damage to were in the apartment complex that he lives in. So I don't know how.
And I'll tell you, I don't know.
Do you want me to step out and?
No. I mean, because nothing's going to happen right now anyway. So I guess reach out to them, see what their feelings are on the matter. Now, we're not going to take a long time to do this, Mr. Said, but I don't know how to go forward, and we need to figure it out the best way for you so that we don't want this to happen again. And we don't want something even more catastrophic to happen. So I'm going to ask Mr. Sims to reach out to your family. We'll also see about getting you with a TRAS to see how we also go forward with this as well. And then with the state to see if they're still okay with the mental health PTI. Okay. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is that it's going to take a couple of days to get this done. Okay.
I don't think I have a lot of health problems. One of them.
I'll let you talk with Mr. Sims, and he can tell you, he can tell me what and how to go forward. Okay. But I don't want you to say anything now because, like I said, I don't want you to get in further trouble. Okay. I wanted to bring you out to let you know the roadmap and how we're going to go forward. Okay. All right. Thank you.